Hello, Spartans! I am your host, Get Good Fox, and it's time to explore another map. You should know that the more you know about the map in comparison to your opponent, the much greater advantage you have, and it doesn't take a whole lot of practice just to spend some time exploring the map. Anyways, we're going to be looking at Launch Site. This is a map that is large enough to have vehicles, but isn't big enough to be in big team battle. It also, at least currently, does not appear in the competitive playlist. Anyways, I'll see you there. And here we are, Launch Site. So this is the map I probably have the least amount of experience with, so I'm very happy to actually be able to finally dig into this map, and that's because so far it only appears in quick play, at least to my knowledge. So this is our spawn, and over there on the far side, we can't see it yet, it would be their spawn, and I tend to play this in asymmetrical objectives like one flag, and right off the bat, the first item we get is a bulldog. Now, last time I played, it was actually a heat wave. Either way, a heat wave or a bulldog, an awesome first pickup. Let's go ahead and grab it. Now remember, if you push down on the D-pad, you can send out this little pulse, and it will help you find items through walls. So we can see right up here, we got ourselves a spike grenade. Not once again, so you could grab another weapon, and you could grab spike grenades, and you almost have a full set of gear. So over here, we're going to try to explore the exterior first. This looks like it could be useful for helping me get around. As I said, it is a fairly large map. Oh, fusion coil. I guess if you're trying to get fusion coil kills, we can jump up in here, and we found some additional spike grenades. Sure, why not? Okay, so it looks like it goes over there. Wow, this map has a little bit of this and a little bit of that going on right off the bat. It might take a moment to wrap our heads around it. So we could jump up this ventilation duct and find ourselves a skewer. As I said, I played this in one flag, and that means one team attacks and one team defends intentionally. The skewer appearing here is going to be really important for preventing them from getting away with the vehicle, because they do get a warthog and a ghost. So that's a very important spawn. We also have a pistol up here, not quite as exciting, and this is the starting area. So it looks like from the starting area, we can either go up top here. This looks to be I think this is this ship here is either called a longsword or a broadsword. That's the name of that type of jet fighter. Just as a little bit of trivia. Oh, look at this. We've got ourselves a Commando Rifle. Remember, the weapons are semi-random. They're not completely random. Oh, we also have a Ravager here. To this day, I've still never found much of a use for this weapon. It really doesn't do that much to vehicles, so I don't really consider it much of an anti-vehicle weapon. I wonder where this goes. I bet this allows us to cross over to the other side. Let's check. We'll take a look at that later. Let's just continue on for now. So I think we found everything that there is to find in this area. What is that large pad over there? Oh, okay, that's the power weapon. That's because it's a thicker pad. Anyway, so this map basically bends around. Oh, where we have so this is the spawning location, and now we're going to go over to the right side, and what we have here is a mangler. And basically, we have this interior area that follows the exterior of the map, or we can take the more open path. The open path, very little cover, likely to get mowed down by some vehicles, so I typically go over here. Let's go room by room and see if there's anything interesting in these places. So the second room, looks like we can jump around a little bit here. Got ourselves a second fusion coil, so if you're trying to get your fusion coil kills, there's definitely some opportunities here. This allows us to get back up here. That's interesting. What is this place? So this is a little offshoot area, has a Commando Rifle in it, and a nice little window to shoot at. I don't know if a sniper rifle spawns. If it does not, then this is not a bad place to actually have some shots at people. It looks like we're able to get up here, not just by being on the second floor, but okay, so we've got ourselves a gravity lift, as well as some plasma grenades in here, and another kind of like shooting position. Window's a little wider, so maybe not quite as good. And the gravity lift is going to take us right up here into this other area. So let's get back to where we were, which is, where is this area? Okay, this is the spot. So this is where the mangler was, right here. So we're back in this room. And this room allows us to go that way. We can go over here, which once again takes us out into the street. And I guess there is this kind of pathway there, but let's hug the inside. This actually, what is this? This is just a little ledge that just drops off here. Doesn't look like there's any other way through here. Yeah, I'm not seeing any other passageways or anything. So it basically, so we have no choice, but if we want to stay on the indoor route, we have to take this little area, this little exterior place, and let me send a pulse out just to make sure we haven't missed anything. Doesn't look like it. So basically, there's a lot of weapons in the spawning location, very concentrated there, not as many weapons as we're fanning out. Another fusion coil. Oh, here's another Commando Rifle. There's a lot of weapons in this in general. Feels like there's way more weapons in here in comparison to Behemoth. So here we have our overshields. It doesn't always have to be overshields. It can also be active camo. A pretty major item, though, because the attackers are going to spawn over there, and the defenders are going to be... The flag would be basically right... Let's see if I can point it out. The flag would basically be on this platform here. So being able to grab your overshields, and the fact that you get to save it, you don't have to use it, like there is definitely room for a play there where you could grab the overshields and try to make a power play into the enemy's flag chamber. So the overshield's pretty important. When I played on defense, I would try to claim this to prevent my enemies from being able to use it against us. And over here we've got our first equipment item. We got ourselves a grappling hook. That actually makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of verticality to this area. We know that there is a gravity lift there, but we could also get up this way. That would be another way in. And closer to over there, you can see that there's not a whole lot of ways up. You'd have to fight your way through here. But with that, you'd be able to just kind of shaboodly-doodly yourself all the way into this area. So grappling hook, closer to the attacker spawn, I think that makes a lot of sense from the perspective of giving them their kind of early game initiative. So over here, we're back where we started, and we're going to go into this room. This is the power weapon spawn. So in the same way that the defenders get a skewer, basically for free, the attackers, they spawn, I believe, right here. And they basically are going to get this for free. So last time I played, it was a cindershot. This time it is the spanker. Probably would prefer the spanker over the cindershot, but either way, you would definitely want them. And we are finally over here to the... Okay, no, this is probably where... the attackers probably spawn right in here, in this chamber. And before we actually look at the attacker spawn, let's take a look at this area. More fusion coils. And... Oh, interesting. That's the only way up there. Unless you had a grappling hook. You would not have access to that unless you are able to get onto this side. Oh, okay, so let's, instead of just talking about this immediately, let's just go to the attacker's spot and see it from their perspective. That way we can learn the weapons from there on out. So what I predict is that there's going to be a ton of weapons in this area because there was a ton of weapons in our area. We've got a Commando Rifle, perfectly good... everyday upgrade. Probably also could be a battle rifle. M41 Spanker available. I noticed that there's not a shotgun. That's probably, once again, you give the defenders a little bit of an advantage there because they're going to be experiencing some close quarters combat. Never mind. Here we've got the heat wave. So we got some asymmetrical weapon spawns. They got the bulldog. We got the heat wave. What else do we got? Here is our vehicle spawns. So we've got ourselves a ghost. And we got ourselves a warthog, and then further up we've got ourselves a mongoose. So they definitely have the major vehicle advantage, and you're going to have to use that skewer to really show them what's what. Over here we got a needler. Interesting, that's a really good weapon. Let me just swap it out for that. And then we've got a... Oh, wow, I didn't even know this was here, so... If you wanted to, right off the bat. Oh, a saber. That's what they're called. Saber bunker. That's the name of that weapon. That sword is known as, or this thing over here. That stupid ship is known as a saber. Okay, so this would allow us a very quick attack. I mean, Unless all 4 of you chose to... Oh, interesting. It looks like it launches into like a dropped lower area. We'll have to take a look at that, but I want to do that later on. That would allow you to certainly get to your opponent's side quickly, but if you didn't go all together, you'd probably get mowed down pretty easily. What do we have anything over here? So far, it doesn't look like it. Not seeing... Wait, what was that? Okay, I'm pretty sure that's just the spawn. I think that was just another Commando Rifle. Yeah, that's that Commando Rifle spawn there. Let's go ahead and borrow this Ghost. Well, not borrow. I don't actually plan on giving it back. And let me see. Is there any other items? I see one over there. Yeah, we got a few more item spawns over here. Okay, so we got a gravity lift. I want to see where this goes. Okay. That is bulletproof. Okay, we got a lot of item spawns over here, so let's try to come at this from a logical angle so we can kind of memorize the geometry a bit. So what we're looking at is...
Drop wall acquired.
This is our vehicle spawn from the attacker perspective. It looks like the way we get up there is we just platform up here, platform there. So we have our first equipment pickup is here. Looks like it is one of those motion sensors, or just one of those scanners. I can't remember the name of it. We can jump up here into this building. This was another equipment. I think that was the drop wall. What do we have? Well, what's this? Where do all these go? There's so many little secret areas. Got ourselves another fusion core. That's the end of that. Another one of these, like I said, the starting area chocked full of weapons. Like, I think what that's telling you is you should not be leaving the base without a weapon upgrade, unless it's just absolutely urgent that you're needed somewhere, because there are plenty of there are weapons for everybody. So let's see where this goes. So this goes all the way up here onto this kind of like lookout platform. Doesn't look like the platform really goes anywhere. This is just the street that leads over to the Saber. So let's find out where was the gravity lift at? That's one thing I don't... Okay, so here's the gravity lift. Because like I said, we're trying to get a hang on the geometry. So this is just more ways up to the same place. I want to know where that drop down leads. Let's go ahead and jump into that chute. And if it leads to a new area, we'll hold off on it because we're going to explore that area last. We do have to crouch. And it leads, interesting, to some place I don't know about. We'll come back. Let's come back to there later. Like, we'll explore this kind of like bonus interior area last. So let's get back here. This is the room with the gravity lift. And this continues on to another... So is that a second grappling hook? Or is there just multiple... No. This is the same grappling hook. Okay, so yeah, this is where the rocket spawned. And so this thing right here is attached to that over there. I see now. So this takes us over to the overshields. And we see right here, we've got this kind of like catway, I can't remember those. You know, like just one of those like bridges. And that is what this leads to. And there's multiple ways up here, including a gravity lift. There's also this is a useful item. This would be useful because it is able to disable vehicles. I believe it takes 7 shots. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that disables vehicles, shuts their engines down briefly. And, so we have this under area. So let's go ahead and begin with that. I'm going to head back to the attacker zone, and then we will begin exploring that side of the base. Okay, so back at the attacker's vehicle spawn, I am going to go ahead and take this crazy thing out over here. Oh god, I thought I wasn't going to make it. Okay, we made it. Didn't think that would actually work. Yeah, flip the mongoose, got ourselves a fusion coil. This area is interesting. Whoa, that's a pit. Okay, let's go back to the defender's position and see if we can figure out where the heck this is. So this is that spawn that had the spike grenades. Okay, so this is that area that we saw earlier. Where does this take me to? Okay, so it just dumps us out right over there. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So what we have here is a repulsor, which is able to push vehicles away or push anything away from you. It also allows you to jump higher. Very cool. See, we wouldn't be able to jump up there normally, but with the wha-bam, we're able to make the jump. Learned that from watching HCS. Okay, so in here, we've got ourselves another item. So this is a Sentinel Beam. The Sentinel Beam shares a spawn with the Needler. And where is this taking us? Okay, so over here we've got some dynamo grenades. That dumped us out over there. Dynamo grenades. So this is like, okay, so because the streets are really exposed, I believe this kind of, I guess it's like a service pathway exists. One, you can crouch under it, gives you some cover against people who are like, trying to shoot at you from there. And probably also it's probably mainly designed to give you cover from enemy vehicles. Okay, we just got ourselves a Hydra anti-vehicle spawn. I mean, you can use it against Spartans, but it takes like 4 direct hits, so like it's not the crazy. It's not like it's not okay. I thought I might be able to lock onto some people, but I can't. Let's continue on from here. This spawn does seem to favor the attackers on their side, and then it just dead ends right over there. Interesting. I think we've seen basically everything that this map has to offer in terms of exploring the area. So let's do a respawn exercise. Oh. Okay, so the purpose of the respawn exercise is to see how much we've learned. Where am I? I am... So I know the overshield is there. That means... And I'm on blue team. So I should be... That's the spec... Darn, I really don't know where I am. I got to admit it. So here's the drop wall. Okay, so we are right by the attacker vehicle spawn. See, that kind of threw me for a loop. I was expecting to respawn over at the defenders. So if I'm here, I know that this is the upper area that leads to this. So this is where we can get our grappling hook, isn't it? Like, isn't there? Oh man, see, like, look at that. Already another. Not getting the hang of the map right off the bat. Where does this go? Or maybe I'm. Huh. Yeah. That just goes to show you this map is a little more complex. Let's try another one. Okay, so I remember shooting this with the Needler. That means the Spanker should be behind me. Yes, okay, we remembered that. Now, what we know if we spawn here is we got our Spanker. Now, this should take me to a disruptor, shouldn't it? Yeah, okay. And this is a grappling hook. Okay, okay. We're getting a little bit of the hang of it. So, looking a little bit better. Once again, we did spawn on the attacker side. One of the things I think is going to be really important is if no one on your team is grabbing this power weapon, wow, like you're going to be in rough shape because you have to be able to plow through the enemy's defenses if it is a... I mean, I keep thinking of in terms of one flag CTF, but that's what I play on this map quite a bit. So if you want to make sure that you're grabbing that power weapon into this over here, into this overshield, because if you have them both, like, for example, if you're playing one flag and we have both the overshields and we have the rocket launcher, you're going to be able to just go right up here like this. And what an amazing position. This is the enemy defenses. You easily outclass all of the defenders because you've got the rockets on this floor and anyone down below. Rockets extremely deadly to enemies down below. And then you've got the choice for yourself. You either can clear them out and hope one of your allies come in to grab the flag, or you can clear them out, drop down right here, because I'm pretty sure the flag leads, I think it'll be right here. I think that's actually what this little design is. Then you could try and grab it yourself, and then, I don't know, you have your options of... Oh, look at that. So there is a man cannon there bringing the attackers to the defenders. But it makes perfect sense that it would not be fair if the attackers could grab this and then jump onto a man cannon here and then make it back to their side. They have to go the long way, which, like I said, it seems like if you were to grab the flag, there's a few different ways you could go. One, you could go deeper into their base like this and take that path. You could go through the middle, probably hope you have a vehicle to help you there, or you could go this way. This way seems interesting. Yeah, like, Oh, this doesn't go any farther. Never mind. It still does seem interesting considering that you could go through here because you have, I mean, people are going to see a giant flag poking out, but it would be a little bit harder. Like, if you were hugging the wall like this, it would be a little bit harder. They'd have to throw grenades in order to get a shot. Like, basically, not until you get to this part of the bend, because then people would finally be able to get a shot on you. But this would probably get you a little bit closer. Not sure how healthy it would be on the grenade side, though. Anyways, let's go ahead and do another respawn. And, okay, we spawn literally on top of the spanker. We already know this area, so... Okay, where am I? Alright, so our hint is right there. That is the warthog. That means we are in attacker spawn, so we have both of these weapons here. There should be a stalker rifle. That was that red painted rifle that we saw on our way here. Should be right there. Stalker rifle is a 3-hit perfect, so 2 shots to break their shields and then 1 headshot, and they would be out of here. It takes 4 shots otherwise. I love throwing this. I'm not going to lie. Anyways, I think that's pretty good. I think that's good enough. I will say for sure that I still don't feel very confident on this map. Like, I'm going to have to explore it a few more times to really get the hang of it. There's a lot of there's ways up. There's ways to, like, drop through the chutes, up through the gravity lift. There's a lot of ways all over on this map. And it's definitely going to take a little more time to kind of get the hang of it. Anyways, though, hopefully that gives you an idea of what you're capable of doing and what you could be doing in order to make some bigger plays on the map. What is it called? Launch site? Pretty sure it's called launch site. Anyways, whatever this map is, make sure you get that rocket or the cindershot. Make sure you're getting the overshield or a active camo. I think those allow you to make really strong pushes. But it's not always one flag. You can also play Slayer here. I've also seen a tank. I have seen a tank here before. So, yeah, it can get pretty wild. Anyways, let me know what you think down in the comment section. Like the video if it was informative. Subscribe for future Halo Infinite content. And, of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.